Priyank Khandelwal and you are watching Indian Masterminds. The results of the 2024 general elections are out and they are nothing short of astonishing, leaving pollsters and political parties alike in shock. The BJP-led NDA coalition secured 293 seats, with the BJP itself winning 240 seats, falling 33 seats short of the majority mark. In a surprising turn of events, the India bloc managed to capture 234 seats, posing a significant challenge to the incumbent regime. The battle to form the next government is now intensifying in the national capital. During the elections, Indian Masterminds also covered the bureaucrat-turned-politician series, showcasing a number of bureaucrats who participated in this year's general election. You can find the series link somewhere here on your screen. Before we move forward, if you are new to our channel, please subscribe to Indian Masterminds and don't forget to click on the bell icon to get instant alerts. This election saw a notable number of bureaucrats transitioning into politics and contesting for seats, further adding to the dynamic and unpredictable nature of the electoral outcomes. Former IS officer Aparajita Sarangi won from Bhubaneswar for a second time, while Sasikant Senthil secured himself a seat in the Lok Sabha from Tiruvallur in Tamil Nadu. Meanwhile, it's not smooth sailing for all the former bureaucrats. They might have aced India's most difficult exam, UPSC, yet most failed to clear the people's exam. Some of the names include R.S. Praveen Kumar from Nagar Kurnool in Telangana, K. Annamalai from Coimbatore, Anand Mishra from Buxar, Bihar, Arup Patnaik from Puri in Odisha, and Parampar Kaur Sidhu from Bathinda. First of all, let's talk about the officers who cleared the people's exam. First is Aparajita Sarangi from Muzaffarpur, Bihar. She is a notable figure in Indian politics and administration. Aparajita served as collector and district magistrate in several districts and gained prominence as the municipal commissioner of Bhubaneswar from 2006 to 2009, transforming the city significantly. From 2009 to 2013, she held various secretary positions in the Odisha government and was awarded the Shakti Samman in 2012. She then served as Joint Secretary in the Ministry of Rural Development of the central government until 2018, when she effectively implemented Manrega. Sarangi took VRS from the IAS in 2018 to join the BJP. In the 2019 general elections, she contested from Bhubaneswar and won, defeating BJD's Arup Patnaik, a former IPS himself, by a margin of over 23,000 votes. As an MP, she became known for her vocal stance against corruption and inefficiently, earning respect for her speeches and appointments to parliamentary committees. In the 2024 election, she again contested from Bhubaneswar against BJD's Manmat Kumar Rautre and secured a comfortable win with a 47.4% vote share and a margin of over 35,000 votes. Next, we come to INC's Sasikant Senthil, who was contesting from Tiruvallur in Tamil Nadu. Congress was fighting this election in Tamil Nadu in coalition with DMK. Sasikant, a 2009 batch IS officer, quit his corporate job to become a civil servant and served in various administrative roles in Karnataka, notably as Deputy Commissioner in Raichur and Dakshin Kannada, where he earned respect for managing communal conflicts and tackling the sand mafia. He resigned from the IAS in September 2019, citing ethical concerns over the government's direction, and joined the Congress in November 2020. Senthil became a critic of the BJP's CAA and NRC, engaging in nationwide protests. In Congress, Senthil's organizational skills were quickly recognized. He played a key role in Congress's Karnataka War Room, devising impactful campaigns like 40% Commission Sarkar and Pay CM, which resonated throughout the state. His efforts helped Congress win the Karnataka Assembly election in March 2023 and the Telangana Assembly election later that year. In this election, Sasikant Senthil was contesting against Bala Ganpati of the BJP and secured a reassuring 56.2% of the votes, beating his opponent by over 5.5 lakh votes. Now let's come to the candidates who couldn't ace the people's test. Indian Masterminds had an exclusive conversation with R.S. Praveen Kumar, where he stated,
"Clearing the UPSC exam took me 3 attempts. Similarly, in politics, you cannot become a politician overnight. Some might achieve that, but for many, it requires sheer hard work. Preparing for an exam and answering questions is relatively easy compared to facing people, convincing them of your dreams and ideologies, and understanding their problems. In civil services, you operate individually, but in politics, you face opponents. It's a battle between multiple parties, and winning is not easy unless you are extremely proficient. For civil servants like us, the transition can be challenging. The party you choose and the context of the election are also crucial. I joined the BSP because I was inspired by its ideologies. My journey wasn't easy. I lost my first election and then fought another election with BRS. But again, I lost.
RS Praveen Kumar contested from Nagar Kurnool seat in Telangana against INC's Mallu Ravi and BJP's Bharat Prasad Pothuganti, where he managed to secure just over 3,20,000 votes, losing by a margin of over 1,40,000 votes. Next officer on this list is Anand Mishra, who was contesting from Buxar in Bihar. While in conversation with Indian Masterminds, Anand Mishra said,
I could not give much time. I was in service. I hardly worked for a few weeks.
Yes.
And for my symbol, I was given only say 10, 12 days.
Yeah.
In between also they did a lot of tricking, like first gave me number 7, then turned it to number 8. You know, a lot of tricks and twists they have been doing. Then there's somebody placed another fellow in my same name so that people got confused. Who is this Anand Mishra?
Okay.
You know? So they did this trick. Then this gentleman, the BJP guy, you know, this who came from the BJP, this fellow, he circulated a AI generated video of mine where I was heard speaking as if I have given support to BJP and I want people to vote for Mithilesh Tiwari, not for me, because I'm a supporter. So all this nonsense this guy had done, you know, towards the last 2 days, where my whole voters got confused, and later on they have been telling me, भैया आपने तो बोला था कि ऐसा, तो हम तो वो सोच के हमने दे दिया वहाँ पे, आपने फिर clear नहीं किया. मैं कैसे clear करूँ? Media is not covering me. Being an independent candidate, media won't cover me. They won't take my words to the people. So a lot of things I had to face. You know, this is one thing. Still, the youth would be with me. You know, most of them. So they voted for me and gave me around 50,000 votes.
Yes.
And then they confused everybody else, so they swinged in the last moment. So ये सब चीजें हुई हैं. They played basically ट्रिक्स एंड वो चीज हुआ. एक ये भी बात थी और दूसरी बात थी कि मेरे पास इतना वक्त भी नहीं था करने का. आई हार्डली कैंपेन फॉर 2 वीक्स. 2 हफ्ते के कैंपेन में वी कुड मैनेज 50,000 वोट्स इज नॉट अ मैटर. वी विल बी वर्किंग व्हाटएवर हैज बीन माय aspiration. Getting a political platform would have made my life easier in serving my people. Without a political platform also I'll be doing the exact same things which I had promised them that I would want to work for, and the lines of which I had spoken about: a better law and order situation, a better health facility, better education, you know, into issues regarding farming issues, employment issues. So I'll be working on all these issues. Maybe now I'll be working in a limited capacity.
Right.
Because I, not being an MP, I'll have limited reach to resources, and my influence won't be that much. But whatever ways I can, I will definitely be here, and I'll work for the people of Buxar in a way that whenever they feel that they need a help, they want somebody to stand by them, I'll be a person who will be standing by them selflessly throughout. तो मैं completely यहीं पे हूँ. I'll be here only. I'm back home actually. मेरे पास जाने का कुछ है भी नहीं.
Mishra was fighting as an independent candidate from Buxar against Sudhakar Singh of RJD, Mithilesh Tiwari of the BJP and Anil Kumar of BSP. Anand Mishra managed to secure a little more than 47,000 votes and lost by a margin of about 3,90,000 votes to Sudhakar Singh. Then there is K. Annamalai, a former IPS officer who was being projected as a firebrand leader and who many say is the next iconic leader of the southern state. Annamalai's defeat in this election came as a shock for most, as the exit polls showed the former IPS was poised to win big. I was fighting from Coimbatore against Ganapati Rajkumar P of DMK. He managed to secure 4.5 lakh votes, falling 1,18,068 votes short of the DMK candidate. Now let's move on to Orissa, where another high-profile battle occurred in Puri. Here the ex-IPS officer Arup Patnaik of the BJD was fighting against the BJP's much talked about leader Sambit Patra. This is Patnaik's second Lok Sabha election. In 2019, he contested from Bhubaneswar, where Aparajita Sarangi defeated him. The former police commissioner managed to secure over 5 lakh votes, but fell about 1 lakh votes short of Sambit Patra, who got 6,29,330 votes. In this battle between a former top cop and a former medico, it's the medico who has emerged victorious. The last bureaucrat on this list is Parampal Kaur Sidhu, a former IAS and BJP's candidate from Bathinda. Bathinda was a highly contested seat with a 4-way fight between Shiromani Akali Dal's Harsimrat Kaur Badal, Aam Aadmi Party's Gurmeet Singh Khudiyan, INC's Jeet Mohinder Singh Sidhu and Parampal Kaur for the BJP. Sidhu managed to score over 3,70,000 votes but fell 49,000 votes short of SAD's Harsimrat Kaur Badal. The 2024 general elections delivered unexpected results, with the India Alliance securing 234 seats and significantly challenging the NDA, which won 293 seats, marking a notable reduction for the incumbent regime. The election spotlighted bureaucrats transitioning to politics with mixed success. Aparajita Sarangi and Sasikant Senthil emerged victorious, leveraging their administrative expertise and public service records. In contrast, others like R.S. Praveen Kumar and K. Annamalai faced setbacks, illustrating the complexities of the political landscapes compared to bureaucratic roles. These outcomes underscores the dynamic and unpredictable nature of the Indian politics, where public approval and political acumen are paramount for electoral success. What are your thoughts about this election result? Let us know in the comments. I am Muskan Khandelwal and you are watching Indian Masterminds. Until then, stay curious, stay informed and stay tuned to Indian Masterminds.